Grace Collective, we're a sanctuary workplace for women survivors coming out of deep poverty and sexual exploitation. So we get the opportunity to walk alongside women through daily discipleship and paid job training opportunities. For 18 months, women come, they learn to work, they get to heal from their trauma, and then we get to set them on the trajectory into career pathways so that they can graduate into full-time living wage jobs and support themselves and their children and really break away from cycles of abuse. And the way I really see God's whole heart represented at Grace Collective is because we get to meet these women right in the midst of their suffering and their abuse with the loving arms and compassion of Jesus. It's really thousands of women in the city that are lost, they're alone, they're hurting, and without a safe community around them. And because of that, that makes these women and their children very vulnerable to traffickers and abusers, and that's not okay. Jesus came to erase the margins. That was his mission when he came to the earth. He erased the margins for us, and now he's calling us to go out and be sent to erase the margins. I think about how in John chapter 4, Jesus just had to go to Samaria to meet the woman at the well, the woman that was pushed to the margins. For many, many years, I was actually serving in the local church. And that was really, really beautiful. And I learned a lot, and it developed my gifts and capacities. But through those years, my heart was just so turned towards these women and the strong desire to be with them and to build relationships with them. Man, they wanted to be discipled, and they didn't have friendships like we get to have in the local church, where we go out for coffee and we meet for women's groups and men's groups. And this is just a really common theme to us. But for women that are stuck in deep poverty in these situations, the bus doesn't often run at those times, or they've just never had the opportunity to get to be in those spaces and learn to develop those relationships. In 2018, I was scrolling through social media and I saw that one of my favorite speakers was going to be in Spokane, and she was going to be speaking at this nonprofit. So I called my friend and I said, hey, you want to go? And we jumped in the car, we drove to Spokane, and we sat in that space. We heard this nonprofit share about what they were doing, and it was a nonprofit that does the same work as what we're doing here. And as she closed out the night, her last words were, I wish there was a ministry like this in every city across the globe. And right then, all of these puzzle pieces that had been floating around in my brain, were all forming together, in this moment. And I literally whispered to my friend and I said, we're going home and I'm starting this in the Tri-Cities. I'm not qualified, I don't have what it takes, but I worship a God who literally promises to equip us and send us out and be with us and fill us with his spirit. It's in our weakness that he is made strong. And so that's what I'm continuing to learn on the journey of being formed by Jesus and having to show up in these spaces in ways that I've never had to show up. God's gonna equip me along the way, and he just wants me to be who he's created me to be. People are not projects to be fixed, they're people to be loved. Being in the church, that if we can just share the gospel, then everything else will get worked out. And it's true, the gospel is saving people and setting people free. But people need to be loved, and they need to be in a relationship and community. And sometimes that's a really long journey. Because I am a mother of 5 children, the most beautiful work that I've seen at Grace Collective is so many women being reconciled to their children. And through that, we are seeing God break generational cycles of abuse for women and children in the city. As Christians, we all have to do this. We have to look at a problem, maybe a place of suffering in the world, that we are really deeply compassionate about. And we need to stare at that problem for a long time. Maybe we research it, maybe we go volunteer at a ministry or a nonprofit that's doing that work. Get to a place where you say, I have seen this problem, And it's a big problem. And God cares deeply about this suffering, and I have to do something to fix it. He wants to continue to set us free. And that also means like being set free to walk into what God's calling us to do and for the people and the places He's calling us to go. That's what I want for the Women of Grace Collective too. I want to see them set free. I want to be a place where we're making disciples who go out and make disciples. And they're our best ambassadors. They go back out and they tell their friends on the streets that, man, you got to come to Grace Collective. It'll change your life. It's pretty cool.